Hello, Brian. Congratulations on the show you do, and best of luck with everything that comes along. Continue to follow your dreams. That's awesome. I'm going to make an announcement straight out of Rampage just for your show. Here we go. I'm going to get into announcer mode and welcome you to the WSE Lounge. So here we go. Hi, I'm Justin Roberts, and I want to welcome you to the WSE Lounge hosted by Brian Vaughn.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to proudly welcome WSE Lounge, your girlfriend's girlfriend, the vampire baddie, Ravenna Vane.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, Ravenna.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It's an honor and privilege to have you here, Ravenna. What what was it that made you say, "Hey, I want to be a wrestler"?
It's been a long road with that. My parents were always into wrestling when I was little, so I always watched it and it was always around. Um, it actually what really struck me that this was a thing I could do was when I found out that the indies were a thing. I thought it was just WWE, TNA, that's it. Don't know how I thought people became wrestlers or how they got there. But it was actually an AWE show. I saw an advertisement for Drew McIntyre like shortly after he had been released. He was making an appearance there, and I remember I zoomed to my mom because I love Drew McIntyre. And I was like, we have to go. We have to go to this show. And it was being there and seeing that, like, wow, there's a whole, like, wrestling's everywhere and it's going on all the time. And I had no idea. And seeing Kiera Hogan and Priscilla Kelly on that show, neither of them were wrestling at the time. They were just managing. But my next show that I went to, because I just consistently kept going after that, um, it was they wrestled each other in I think Priscilla's first match. And watching them do that really is what hit the little like light bulb in my brain that I was like, "Oh, this is like a thing I can do. Like these girls are doing it. I can do it." And I decided then that I was like, "I'm going to find a way to do this."
Well, that is such an incredible story because Kiera and Priscilla, became best friends,
Mhm.
through the years, and kind of reminds me of Priscilla. whenever she became a wrestler, she wasn't really into wrestling, and Miles, her brother, he inspired her to be a wrestler because they went and bought the Undertaker DVD,
Yes.
box collection, and they watched it one weekend, and she was like, "Wow, this is neat. This Undertaker
Yes.
guy's neat. I want to do this."
Mhm.
So Priscilla went on her journey and became a wrestler, and that's what you're doing. I mean, it's
Mhm.
fantastic. So, as we were talking about before the show, can you tell everybody about your journey with Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment? How it all started?
Yeah. So I saw that ad for the show with Drew. And I remember we went to that show. Drew was wrestling Jimmy Rave that day. And again, I had not known, like, the TNA I was watching was after Jimmy had already been there. So I didn't know who he was either. I didn't like understand what a legend he was. So we went to that show and we actually kept going because we hated him so much because he was so good at his job of being a heel that we were like, we have to keep going to boo this guy. And like, because he was just so good at like pissing people off, and he didn't have to like talk crap to people. He could literally give you a look or execute a move a certain way, and you're just like, this smug guy, like this guy, I hate him. And so we kept going to shows, and then AWE just has this like magic about it, and the stories that they would create and the people that they would bring in, they were always so ahead of the curve with who was going to be something big. So it was so easy to be sucked in every single time you went. And I just became fans of so many of the people, like I said, Kira and Priscilla, I followed them along their entire journeys. They had the Carnies there, Ashton Starr, the whole hierarchy group. Like all of them I just thought were amazing, and I was so into the storylines, and I remember I just wanted to be a part of it in any way that I could. So I mean my mom and I, like, we sold cupcakes to help like get money for the show. We I ended up doing like graphics whenever I could. Not that they were great because I was a 16, 17-year-old kid, but I made them, and I ran music for them. I did everything that I possibly could just to be part of it. And it was when I was 19, I think it was 2017, I want to say, that Murder ended up telling me that he was going to start training people. And I knew that he had already had a big hand in Priscilla's training. So when he told me that, I was like, okay, well, this is my trainer. This is it. This is what I'm going to do. And then I did end up training with him. And Murder One's training is no joke. If you're going to find out if wrestling's for you or not, Murder One he'll put you to the test and find out if this is for you, if doing it is for you.
I want to say something real quick. God rest Jimmy Rave. God
Yep.
bless you, Jimmy. You're remembered, and you're great. He was a great wrestler.
Mhm.
At the Rock and Rave Connection TNA,
Yep.
and something I want to mention to you. Murder One, you said you're his trainer. Said
Mhm.
your trainer. So I seen you in a casket match.
Yes.
Yes, I watched a casket match. You fighting. I forgot the guy's name, but big old guy. He's bloody and everything, and
Yep.
y'all beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, we did.
And I seen another guy with glasses. He got hit over the head with a chair, and the other guy rose up out of the casket and grabbed that other guy. And
Mhm.
so,
Yeah,
so
and I'm able to do those things because of the training that Murder gave me. He it was hard. There were days I went home and cried and was like, I don't know if I can do this. This is really hard. Like I remember I think it was like a tryout day to like be part of the camp. And there
mhm.
was me and one other guy. And I'm like a 19-year-old girl. I've never done anything athletic in my entire life, never played sports in school, never liked a gym class, none of it. So I remember they made us do 50 squats, and I have never felt my legs feel like jello more than after that. And they made us bump around and everything, and it was tough. I was hurting, but I remember that I came back and I was part of the first class that Murder ran, and the other guy did not. He did not
What?
come back. But I stuck it through. There was a lot of days that it was really hard and I questioned whether I could do it, but Murder would tell me, he's like, I'm pushing you because I care about you. I want you to do well. He's like, I'm not going to treat you different because you're a girl. I want you to be able to handle this. Wrestling is a tough business, like physically and mentally. And he wanted me to be prepared for that. And I'm always, always grateful for him doing that for me, because I can take a lot now and be okay.
Well, being trained by Bird One, I mean, he came out of the same class as Abdul the Butcher and Cats Jack and Sabu and New Jack and all those guys,
A
so
lot of tough guys.
yeah. I remember he told me that he used to wrestle with the late Jerome Young, New
Hmm.
Jack, plenty of times, and Abdullah's been in the ring with him. You know, Bird One is one crazy son of a gun.
He
He
is,
did.
truly.
He did. Uh, so where did the vampire baddie and your girlfriend's girlfriend come from?
Okay, so the the vampire thing, I always knew that's what I was gonna do with my wrestling.
Hmm.
Because that's always just been a part of me and my interests ever since I was little. Um, and so like I don't even remember where I just started saying vampire baddie. Like I think it was a confidence thing. I was like, you know what? I'm a baddie. So we're gonna say that. And it just stuck. Fans started chanting it, and I was like, all right, well, I guess this is my thing now. And the your girlfriend's girlfriend part came from my theme song, which is My Girlfriend's Girlfriend by Typo Negative. So I just kind of stole it from that. And that has ended up sticking as well.
uh, so Sweet Pandemonium is a
Hmm.
great move that I seen you do on YouTube, and it reminds me a lot of the I think it's a variation, the Twist of Fate,
Yes.
the
Yes,
Hardy
it
Boys
is.
did. So
Yes.
I love that move, and also another move you did I think was called the H60 Spear or something like that. It was a spear.
Um,
You ran
just a
off the rope.
spear. Yeah, I hit a
It
spear
was
a
called
lot.
they called it the H60 Spear or something like that on YouTube when I seen the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe you don't call it that, but the commentators call it that.
I was gonna say YouTube does though.
Yeah. Yeah. Now everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook, you got any questions for Ravenna Vane, please leave your comments. I have guests on here a lot of times. I forget who is on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see if got any comments. No comments yet. Okay. Uh what was your most challenging wrestling match that you've ever been in?
Oof. There is, I would say, three that come to mind,
Hmm.
all for different reasons. Um, I would say the first one was probably that casket match. Um, just because it was my first time having like a gimmick match that wasn't just a normal like one-on-one or tag team, and
Yeah.
having to get creative with how you're going to have that match. And the way you win is getting somebody in a casket, so you got to get creative with how you're
Yeah.
going to get them there. um and it's a lot of brain power and a lot of like storytelling went into that match, and I'm very proud of that one. That one's one of my favorite ones that I've had, but it was definitely a challenge. um I would say another one is actually the one I just had this past Saturday. um I was in a tournament for the New South Women's Championship. And so I had two matches in one night, which is a whole feat in itself, having to have two. And the second one was actually a fatal four way. like the one we have coming up for Roar. And it was my first Fatal 4-Way. So learning how to handle that many opponents at once, and how to tackle that was a big challenge for me, but I was very proud of how that came out as well. And then my third one is my match that I had against Sammy Chaos. I don't know if you know about her, but she just beat the crap out of me. And that was the biggest challenge of that match. Um, which again, prepared for because of Mr. Burner 1. But she was one of the first people that really like beat me up, and she was like pulling the best out of me doing that. Um, and that really gave me like a good pivot in, you know, just my wrestling continued to go after I wrestled her. And that was last September.
Now, now is she like the female one-man gang? Because I did see you fight somebody that's pretty pretty big. I'd say about
Yes, she has
4 or
like a
500.
singlet,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
black and
okay.
red
Yeah,
singlet.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
She's no joke. She's a badass.
Wow. Okay, give us just a minute, folks. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. We're back, and let's see. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't know it was gonna come back so quick.
You're good.
I tell you what happened. I was sitting here on this chair, and I noticed I like, you look real small, but I got a pillow that goes under me, and I didn't have the pillow, so I had to go get
Just
a
sinking
pillow.
down slowly.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm okay now. But anyway, that's why I had to go to commercial break.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. And I've had a lot of them through the years. I remember when Jeff Jarrett came on a couple years ago. We had him on. We had trouble getting him on the uh, show to talk and everything.
Hmm.
And he finally come on there and said, "Guys, can you hear me?" I said, "Yeah, we hear you now." He said, "You guys have technical difference, ain't you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "We're having technical difference, all right." But that's the way technology is, though.
Yeah.
Uh, so so you already mentioned, because I was going to ask you if the rest of your family is into wrestling. You already mentioned that when you're younger, you and your mom baked cupcakes and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So, what about your dad? And do you have any siblings?
Yes. So my dad and my mom both were very into like the Attitude Era when I was little.
Hmm.
So there's like baby pictures of me between Stone Cold and Undertaker dolls. My dad was like super into it. He got my mom into it. Um, and I remember my mom ended up telling me because my parents separated when I was like 5.
Hmm.
And she was telling me that one of the biggest things that sucked for her was that she was going to have nobody to watch wrestling with anymore.
Wow.
Um, so she stopped watching it when they separated. My dad never did. But so I do have a little brother. My brother and I didn't know what wrestling was until I was, I think, about 10 or 11. And we went and visited my dad one time, and he had a like best of Hell in a Cell DVD on. And we ended up like walking out in the living room while he had it on, and it was the Mankind Undertaker match. And we both were like, what is on the TV right now? And we both sat down, watched that whole match, and then finished the DVD with him. And we were like, this is awesome. What is this? And so he sent us home with action figures, DVDs, everything. my dad is like super big into wrestling and always has been. Like he's in a band too.
Oh wow.
Um and so he has like a whole album that's like wrestling songs.
Oh, so what
Um
band is he in?
Anti-Scene.
Okay.
He's like buddies with George South. He did like a song with him, like a theme song with him.
Mhm.
Um, so he's just been super into all of it for a very long time and made a lot of connections being like in the music scene and the wrestling scene. Um, so he was very excited that we got into wrestling. And he sent us home with all this stuff. And we went home and we're like, Mom, we have got to tell you about this thing called wrestling. And she was like, excellent. She was so excited. So we started watching it with her and with him and very quickly became like obsessed with it. I more so than I think anybody else, but
Yeah.
yeah, it became like our family thing every Monday and Friday. We watched Raw, we watched SmackDown. We were allowed to stay up late on Mondays because it was a school night, but we were allowed to stay up and watch Raw.
Yeah.
And that was just like our family bonding time.
That is awesome. And when you were telling that story, you just gave me deja vu all over again. I'm thinking about Priscilla and Miles and The
Hmm.
Undertaker, and how they got involved, how she got involved in wrestling.
Yep. It's easy when you have like a younger sibling or just a sibling in general that like loves the thing
Yeah.
that you're into too, because you guys just bond and get closer over it.
So, have you ever? Because I'm very interested and intrigued by this because you're called Vampire Baddie.
Hmm.
So I want to know: have you ever interacted or worked with Vampiro or Gangrel?
I have.
Oh.
So my first ever appearance in front of a live crowd
Hmm.
was managing Gangrel in 2018. It was at New South, which is where usually the place I wrestle the most at.
Hmm.
New South and TWE. But it was at New South. They were having their Hoss tournament. And they had Gangrel there, and he was wrestling for their belt. And I remember the owner of New South, he messaged me and was like, because he knew me just as a fan and knew that I was in training and knew the whole vampire thing was like what I wanted to do. And he was like, hey, would you want to come manage Gangrel? And I was like, yeah, yes, I would. Um, and so I did. I ended up going and doing that. Had no idea what I was doing. But Gangrel was so nice. He was so welcoming to me. I ended up actually taking the blood mist to the face. So I like to
Ooh.
say that's what like turned me into a vampire. But that's a crazy thing to be able to have, like, to say that I've done. And coming out to the Brood theme song was also so cool and so fun.
Oh, that had to be cool. That
Yeah.
you just said it just gives me chills about the Brood playing and out there with the
Yes. I was like,
wow.
this is the coolest thing I'm ever gonna do. Little did I know.
Yeah. So what about Vampiro?
I have not gotten to work with Vampiro yet.
You haven't done Vampiro.
I think he was on a show that I like just went to as a fan, and like I had friends that were on the show, but I don't think I ended up getting to meet him. I really wanted to though.
Mhm.
So I would love to
So
be able to get to meet or work with Vampiro in some way.
so tell me about, cause I seen a little clip on your Instagram,
Hmm.
but I didn't see you in the ring. You might have been in the ring, I don't know. But what happened with Matt Cardona when he showed up at an indie show and was general manager?
Oh, so that was New Era Wrestling.
Uh,
Um my I was managing my husband, Sean
mhm.
Christopher, and his tag team partner, brother Azrael.
Uh-huh.
So they were a tag team there. They're the tag team champions. They were bad guys, heels. Everyone hated us. So we basically were out there saying, we're not going to wrestle. They're not going to defend the titles. It's not happening. There's nobody to wrestle. It's over with. And so he was general manager for the night, and he came out and was like, no, not going down like that. I've got an opponent lined up for you guys. And immediately introduced our opponents, which were the Butterflies, which was, oh my gosh, I wish I could remember. It was, I know one is Fabu Andre, and I know he doesn't wrestle anymore. But it was a couple years ago that happened, and that was fun. That was another fun interaction to get to have.
That, that's kind of funny you say that, because when I first started the show, see, it's been through like different phases. It was Soap Mania, then it was the Wrestling Lounge, and then it turned into WSE Lounge. But when I first started the show, there was a guy named Sean Crisper that actually did the graphics for me and stuff, and he worked for Trans South Wrestling.
Okay.
Not Trans South, Pro South Wrestling in Florida.
That's my husband.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
well,
my
tell
God.
him I said hello.
That's crazy, because he probably has no clue that this is who I'm doing the interview with
That's
tonight.
freaking insane.
Yeah,
that's
insane. My husband.
He used to do the graphics for me back in the day. He did Curry Kid's poster and Alex Wright and all these guys.
Because he used to do all the stuff for Pro South too. He was like their ring announcer.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He worked for Amy and Ace Haven.
Yes, that's my husband.
Wow, what a small world.
It is a small world. Wrestling is a small world.
That's insane.
As big as it is, it's very small too.
Yeah, that's insane. Anybody got any comments? I don't see any comments yet. Okay. Okay, so who has been your toughest opponent?
Sammy Chaos is still up there. I will still put her up there. Another one I would say, just for personal reasons, but it's also one of my favorite matches that I've had, was Kenzie Page.
Kenzie Page, she works for AEW now, don't she?
She's NWA.
What? Okay, yeah, okay. I'm thinking about the girl that's with Top Flight.
Yes.
Blonde haired girl, what's her name?
I don't remember.
I can't remember her name either, but she works for AEW though. I thought she you talking about, but I know Kenzie Page. I think she works.
She NWA was there, the NWA Women's Champion for a long time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and didn't who was it Beth Fender? Somebody challenged her for the belt?
Natalia.
Yeah,
Natalia. Natalia, yeah.
Yeah. I get Beth Fender and Natalia mixed up all the time.
Tag team partners,
Yeah.
But Kenzie, she's just so good, and she's been doing this since she was like 13, 14. Like, she's young still. She's still, she's younger than me. But I've known her most of her career, and she's always been a star. She's always been so good. And I was just really intimidated to wrestle her for the first time, because I was like, am I going to be able to keep up with her? She's going to have to do a lot. I'm not going to remember everything. Am I going to be able to rise to the occasion? And I really feel like I did. And I was really proud of that match. And she has been a part of a lot of my matches recently, and just a lot of helping me be better and teaching me new things, and really showing up for me and wanting me to shine. So she was a tough opponent in the way that I was just intimidated, but she's been so helpful.
So you talk about tough opponents. So I want to ask you this. When she was wrestling, because I don't think she's still wrestling now, but what she was. Have you ever been in the ring with Awesome Kong?
No.
Okay.
No. I would be so afraid.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
awesome,
I'd be
though.
I'd be running hiding, I think. Yeah, yeah, she's good. I mean, could you imagine if there would have been a mixed match with her against Woman Gang?
My God.
You would have enough referees to break up that match.
No.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let me go put this up here. Okay, so you will be debuting for AW Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, who I currently have a partnership with WSE Lounge, and for Roar on Saturday, March 15th, a fatal four-way match. You'll
Mm-hmm.
be fighting Isabella Wilder and Thunder Bobby and Rachel Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
Let's discuss your strategy for this matchup, as Excalibur will be on the show next Tuesday. I
Mm.
mean, Escabella. Bill show next
Yes.
Tuesday. Not Excalibur
So
from AEW fame.
Isabella, I have wrestled before.
Uh-huh.
And I beat her. So she's grown a lot since we've wrestled. So I think she's got some new tricks I may not know. So definitely gonna be on my tape study game, trying to see where she's at now. I know she's gonna be more advanced. Bobby Thunder, I just wrestled this past Saturday. So I feel like I've got a little bit of an edge on her, a little bit of an upper hand, kind of knowing what her tricks are.
Mm-hmm.
And Rachel, I have not had the privilege of wrestling yet. So unfortunately, I'm going in blind with her. I haven't gotten like a feeling out process. So she's the one I'm looking out for, because I feel a little prepared with the other two, and I feel completely blindsided with Rachel. I've seen her work before, but I haven't been able to have, like I said, that feeling out process to kind of get comfortable around the person and, know a little bit of what they're going to pull, what kind of move they're going to hit, what way they're going to go with one thing. So I'm going to have to also keep my tape study up with her to be prepared for this match. But I got to say, I'm going in pretty confident.
Okay, can you cut a promo on this matchup for all three of
Oh,
these
gosh.
opponents?
you know, I I got to go back to my roots with it. AWE is home to me. It was the first ever wrestling home that I ever had, and I am as homegrown as it gets when it comes to AWE and it comes to Roar. I have the deepest history with Roar than any of these girls do. Um, so I am coming in with everything that I have, everything that I already know. I am wrestling in front of people that have never seen me wrestle before, but have been there for my journey. And I have something to prove to them. I have something to prove to Murder. I haven't gotten to wrestle in front of Murder yet, and he trained me. So this is a big, this is a big thing. And I love all these girls. I respect all these girls, but I'm not letting them stand in my way.
Now, something I will say, you was talking about, Murder One trained you,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that, and but one of your other opponents in the matchup who'll be on the show next Tuesday, Isabella Wilder, she was
Mm-hmm.
trained by AR Fox.
Yes.
So I mean, Murder One AR Fox, that's
So
pretty good experience,
another little tidbit to put in there is, after I trained with
Okay.
Murder, I
Uh-huh.
went to another place, which was WWA 4. So I was also trained by
Currently, it
AR
used to be owned by
Fox.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes, I went when Fox was training.
Okay.
So my
Uh,
first training was with Murder, and then I went and got further training after that with AR Fox. So I still might have Bella's number there.
wow. And folks, I want to break some news here. I don't know if some of you fans out there know this now, but about an hour and a half ago, it was revealed that Road Dogg, Brian Armstrong, is no longer with WWE. He's a part of WWE as a writer. So maybe Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment could call up Road Dogg, get him on there.
I'm sure they could.
Could you imagine Road Dogg and Billy Gunn? And you had the Outlaws showing up to help you out?
I mean, I will take any extra help I can get. I'm confident, but any help is appreciated. Because there's no rules.
So it's anything goes in Fatal 4-Way match.
Yep, anything goes at Roar.
Wow. So let me ask you, the Roar, that's the women's division?
Yes.
Okay, okay, I got you. Because I was wondering, because I was like, okay, you got Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment, you got the men, then you got the Roar. I guess that's women's division. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So do you have anything you'd like to promote? Ravenna? Sorry about that.
You're fine. I've got a pretty busy month coming up. This Saturday I have a New South show in Arab, Alabama. And then next weekend I've got 3 in a row. On March 13th, I've got a show with Action and Scenic City Invitational in Dunlap, Tennessee. And my husband and I will be wrestling Corinne Joy and Grayson Pierce on that show. Saturday, I've got TWE in Chattanooga. My match for that hasn't been announced yet, so I won't spoil it, but keep your eyes on TWE's social media, TWE Chattanooga. And then Sunday, I've got this Roar Fatal 4-Way. And then 2 weeks after that, I am in the New South Hoss tournament in Florence, Alabama. So quite a busy month ahead of me and plenty of opportunities to come see me if you haven't before. And just to check out independent wrestling if you haven't before.
Well, anybody in those locations, be sure and check out Ravenna Vane. I'll get your name right in. Oh my goodness! And be sure and tell Sean we said hello. I said hello.
I will, because that's crazy.
That is crazy. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on, Ravenna Vane, and wish you the best luck and all you do.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. God bless. Bye-bye. Well, folks, that was your girlfriend's girlfriend, the Vampire Baddie, Ravenna Vane. And next Tuesday, I will have on here at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The one and only is Bella Wilder be on the show. So that should be a great show. And thank you so much for joining.
What's up, everybody? It's the Hollywood hunk, Ryan Nemeth, to thank you for listening to the WSE Lounge. And when you're done with this episode, head over to Vimeo, watch my film, Heel.